Hello friends, so let us start a session on identification of the title of a passage. That is session number 28. And by the way, my name is Dr. Amok AM. So I will be dealing with how to identify the title of a passage for you people now. And we will see what are the key pointers. What are the key pointers to identify a title of a passage? Then, so let us start looking into these pointers from the next slide. So let us go forward. The key aspects of identification of the title of a passage. So a passage must have a title, and that means to identify the title you need to know, that is, one has to know what the author may have felt or has tried to convey through the passage. To begin with, one needs to look at the passage. No need to read the passage carefully. Instead, skim or quickly go through it to remember the main points. So, a passage must have a title. It's like a body without. So, if for example, you can say that a passage is a body. A passage is a body and title. The title is the head of the body. So you need to have head. If you don't have it, then there is no existence for the body. So the existence for the passage would come only when we have a suitable title. So to have a title, you need to know some things. Like first of all, you need to know what is the author is trying to say. What is author is trying to say through the passage? What is he trying to convey? Then you need to look at the to begin with. You need to read the passage, but for, for the time being, I'm be careful with the words. I'm very careful with the words. For the time being, no need to read the passage carefully. On the other hand, you can go quickly, you can skim, going through quickly through the passage, and one has to remember the main points. One has to remember the main points. So once again, to identify a passage, you need to know what the author is trying to say. Then you need to know, you need to look at the passage. Look at the passage means you need to read. Then there is no careful reading required. Instead, you can focus on quick reading. You have to grab the main points of the passage and remember those main points. Then one should note the keywords. Theme, and main idea of the passage. So while reading the passage, to come up with the title, you need to know the keywords. You have to mark or identify the keywords of the passage. Theme, and then idea the main idea of the passage. Then these things, these keywords, theme, and idea of the passage will help you to come up with a suitable title. And then a title should convey meaning of the whole passage. So it should provide, the title should be such that it should convey meaning of the whole passage. For example, if you read the title, you should be able to know what is the passage is trying to say. Then, a good title for the passage should cover the basic idea of the passage. That is again one and the same. So the title should reflect the basic idea of the passage. Then, for example, the passage is about cricket or Sachin Tendulkar. For example, the passage is about Sachin Tendulkar or Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli. So, what will you give? For example, if the um, passage is about Virat Kohli and is chasing record, so while in cricket, one team will bat first, the team bat, so who the batting and bowling, and the team that bats second, that is called as chasing. And Virat Kohli is always referred as chase master. He has excellent chases. So the title could be chase master. If you are talking about Virat Kohli while chasing, so the title could be chase master. In that way, you have to give the title that you can say that chase master, the chase master Kohli. So that will be saying that this passage is about Virat Kohli, and this is also about his records while chasing the target. So this could be easily identified. So this is how the title should be given, and it should also express author's tone. So that means the title should express what the author is trying to say. So all these things should be kept in mind while coming up with the suitable predict predict the content. Functions of a title is to predict the content. The first function is to predict the content. Then what the second one we'll see in the next, to reflect the tone or slant. That is the second function of the title. To include keywords. Hence, a passage generally has some keywords about which the passage is talking about. So you need to catch hold of those keywords, and those keywords will help you to come up with suitable title. A title should be such which can create interest, which can generate interest among the readers. So that means a title should be very, very catchy, such that people should be attracted towards reading that passage. So keeping a giving a catchy title or a very attractive title is very, very important. So this is again a very important factor in identifying the title. The title should be very attractive so that it can attract people to read it. So this is very, very important again. So we have come to the last part of the session, that is revision. Once again, I would like to do the revision of the points so far I've covered. So while identifying the title of the passage, you should know the key aspects of the title. How to identify the title? You need to know the key aspects of that, and it's very important that a passage must have a title. Like I gave the example of a body without it. So passage is a body, and a suitable title is a head. And then one has to know what the author may have felt or has tried to convey through the passage. So before giving the title, it should reflect the title should reflect the ideas of the author while narrating passage. So the ideas of passage must reflect in the title. Then to begin with, one needs to look at the passage. So to give title, you need to read. Look means read. Here you need to read the passage, and then only you can come to know what the passage is talking about. If you don't read, and if you want to give the title, it's impossible. First of all, you need to read the passage, then only you will come to know the idea, theme, the keywords of the passage. Then the next point, which that is note the keywords, theme, and main idea of the passage. That is, you need to know, highlight the keywords and the theme and the main area. So these three things are very important for the framing of the title. So keywords, theme, and main area. The keywords should be the part of the title, and then theme. You should also look at the theme of the passage and try to bring in the theme through a word or through a phrase in the title. Then main area. So main idea of the passage should also be considered for coming up with the title. Then functions of a title. So Here now we can see the functions of title, that is the title should be such that it should predict the content. By looking at the title only we should be able to know the content of the passage. Then the last point, that is the title should create interest. So the title of the passage should be very interesting. That's how you can catch the attention of the reader. Otherwise, if the title is not attractive, then readers would not like to read it. So it's always about the title. So title is very important. Title is very important for reading the passage. For that, you need the title should be selected in such a manner that they should catch the attention of the readers. So in other way, the titles should create interest. They should generate interest among the readers. So with this, I would like to close this session. Hope you understood the mechanics of identifying the title for a passage, and I'll continue this thing in the next session also. Till then, be safe, be positive, and take care. Thank you very much.